Hello, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to the world of the International Fabtalks. We are happy to connect with you on everyday basis to bring beautiful minds over here, to bring beautiful people with a beautiful heart who are ready to share the experiences that they've had, how they've overcome the hardships, how they have stood the test of time, and they know how to take it further as well. So join us, friends, to welcome our celebrity and guest for today. He's joining us all the way from a beautiful city called Kolkata, located in India. And if you ask me, where is Kolkata? That is in West Bengal, and West Bengal is in India, if you're viewing it from some other country. And friends, want to know who he is. He's somebody, a versatile person, connected with lots of training and lots of mentoring, you could also say. So join us, friends, to welcome Mr. Abhijit Das. Hello, sir, and welcome to the session.
Thank you, Andrea, and thank you for calling me for this international Fab Talk. I'm really honored, and I'm also thankful to the audience for listening to me.
Thank you so much, sir. You're very humble, you're down to earth and polite, and this is what we look for in people. There are several people having the ego issues, but there are people like you who are egoless and polite. This is what we want to pass on from one generation to another, from one individual to another, to be egoless, to be accepting, to give and to take as well. So I go ahead and share your profile in an official way, and then we begin the sessions. Thank you. Friends, allow me to share sir's profile. Sir is a wonderful person, as I said, warm, down to earth. The moment you connect with sir, you feel very warm and accepting. This is what life is all about, making others comfortable in your presence. Now, on the professional front, if you would like to know who is Abhijit Das, he is the senior manager with regard to learning and development, head of training in Sun Pharma with regard to Bangladesh. He's not only connected with Bangladesh, there are other countries too where he has shared his expertise. Abhijit sir's preferred training style is very, very interactive. When you connect with him on the training sessions, it's interactive, full of activities. It's also connected with psychometric assessment, case studies, role plays, etc. Now, if you'd like to know about sir's educational background, Abhijit sir is a science graduate. He holds a diploma in industrial relations and personal management. He's been certified by ICF coaching modules, certified trainer in instruction design as well. Let's know about the industrial experience that sir has, the exposure on the professional front. Sir has 39 years, you could say almost 4 decades, 4 plus decades, you could say, because 39 years is close to 40 years. And sir is very active even till now. So Abhijit sir has around about 39 plus years of experience in the pharmaceutical and engineering industry. In pharma industry, he handled prescription, OTC, generic training, and HR in the engineering company at various positions and places. For example, it could be in various positions in India, Southeast Asia, Africa, Bangladesh, etc. He has also helped Sun Pharma to develop training team in Morocco and Bangladesh, and he led the team very well. He has been the head of the team. And so also focuses on bringing about, the happiness in the team, like focusing on the professional front as well as, on the personal front, bringing out the best in every individual who comes under his guidance. Now, he worked also with reputed global MNCs like PIVZA, Neco Schubert Salzer Limited, if I'm getting that word right, those words right, JB Pharma and Sun Pharma as well. He has experience in handling HR as a head in Neco Schubert Salzer Limited. And this has helped him immensely to become a versatile trainer in field and as well as in plant. Abhijit sir is a certified coach with the International Coach Federation modules, as I earlier mentioned, ICF. Abhijit sir has a great expertise in competency mapping, developing performance management system, training need analysis, sales training, soft skills training, train the trainers, etc. He leverages this huge sales experience and HR exposure to offer a transformational training experience where in the business world or in business context. And to add to that, Abhijit sir has great expertise in turning around businesses by enhancing skill application by the field force or the team, you could say that. He has done the same in establishing a 100 crore brand company from scratch with transformational skill training in JB Pharma. He replicated the same module with the same product training and skill building workshops in Bangladesh and initiated training departments which impacted the business significantly and took it to greater heights. He customized delivery training on different international modules on leadership skills, team building, coaching, etc. Sir has scripted and developed many training films on selling process and manager development. So not only that, friends, Sir is much more to this. So let's get to know about his journey. Was his journey easy? Was it tough? And if it was tough, how did he overcome the challenges and be able to contribute almost 4 decades on the professional front? China's friends. Sir, you have a wonderful profile, a brilliant one at that, a very professional one, connected with mentoring people, and from scratch to or from the start to greater heights. So how was all this possible? People would really love to know about it, and they would be happy to know it from you. And how would you define yourself now? That is the big question that lies ahead. Who is Mr. Abhijit Das, and how would you define yourself?
Thank you, Andrea, for asking this question. First of all, I would like to define myself as an catalyst for the learner, those who wants to learn. So that is what is my definition. And now, since you had asked that who am I, so I would like to give a brief description of my own development, my schooling and all, and how I was being brought up, and then what was my learning all these days. So first of all, two things I would like to correct. One is the company which you named is the Pfizer. Pfizer is an globally, it was a #1 pharmaceutical company global in the global arena. And the second company you talked about is the Neco Schubert and Salzer. So that is the engineering company. Neco is an engineering company. They collaborated with Schubert and Salzer, and I was heading the HR over there. So these are the two corrections. Sorry for that. Acha. So far as I was born in Bihar. My father had migrated from the other part of Bengal, that is East Bengal, that point of time. Now it is Bangladesh. So he was working in Bihar. So I was born and brought up. My schooling was there in Bihar. So it is in purely in Hindi medium school where I had my schooling. So my education you have talked about. I have done my graduation in the science graduation, and uh, during my those days, my learning in my student days, what I learned that whatever difficult subject I used to learn from my professors or through the lectures, I used to find out somebody in the class who did not understand the same lecture. And I used to go and tell them, brief them regarding the same, because I had a perception during that time, and that was my learning, that whenever you teach back something what you have learned, that helps you the internalizing the learn. So that with that learning in all my training session, it as you said that it is an interactive session. So after that, always there is a teach back session where the people who learn they participate and then they share whatever they have learned. And so far as my own development is concerned, from the very childhood, I was a self-dependent person. So I would like to take least financial support from my parents or from my father. And what I used to do that I used to take the private tuitions. So my knack for teaching developed during those days in order to support myself. And then during my graduation, after finishing my graduation, I joined a school first in a convent school. There I joined as a science teacher. So within a very short period of time, with my way of teaching, I became popular, and then I started my coaching class. So, but that point of time, my father said, and my grandfather also said that this will not do. You have to go and do some proper work, join some company, right? And during that time, I met one of the person. I remember that person very distinctively. His all the figures means he was a very impressive person, and he said that he introduced himself to me as an Ranbaxy medical representative. So a pharma company he was working. So I asked about his job. He had elaborated me his job. So I was quite impressed with that. Then my grandfather suggested, why you don't become a medical representative? Because you love traveling and at the same time you are an extrovert person. So that is the time when I thought, okay, let me take this profession. So many people say that they come to this profession not by accident, but I had come to this profession by choice. And secondly, after this, I had a during those days in 1980s, banking job was very popular. So I also applied for the bank job. I secured a bank job in Delhi. But then I preferred to stay with Pfizer because Pfizer was my first company where I worked. So briefly, I would like to describe my entire tenure or professional tenure in two parts. First 20 years and the second part, second innings. So in the first innings, when I joined Pfizer, I was a novice and I was not knowing anything that how to achieve the targets and all, and how to do the field work. Even somebody in my head office told me that during that time a product was launched. Combantrine was the name of that product. So somebody told me that if you do not sell Terramycin or Bicosus, that was the very popular brands of Pfizer, Corex. So if you do not sell that, nobody will ask you any question. But if you do not sell Combantrine, uh, then people will think that you are not working in the field. Because that point of time, I'm talking about 80s, the control system was not so strong. Nowadays, people, they report on the internet or they have some mobile reporting process and all. So this is how I had simply had gone into the market with an understanding that I have to sell this product. So I do not know. Later on, I got the feedback that a lot of enthusiasm was reflected uh, during my work. So what happened after that? I had a target of Combantrine, something like 200 boxes of Combantrine tablet and 2000 bottles, 1600 bottles of Combantrine suspension. And with my enthusiasm, within no time, the sale had gone up to 800 boxes and 20,000 bottle of suspension, because this Combantrine is a product for, and it's an anthelmintic, means for the worm infestation, this is being given. So that is what is my learning, that I would, that whenever you demonstrate the enthusiasm, even there, if you suppose the hotel reception front desk, your guest is coming and you receive that guest with an enthusiasm, that makes a difference. So basically you are handling a customer, even as a front desk manager, or whenever as a salesperson you go to the market. I would like to share another very interesting story with you regarding the same thing. Pfizer had a product, launched that product, Minipress XL, and that product has a side effect, that orthostatic hypotension. Now, orthostatic hypotension means whenever you change the posture, there is a possibility that you may fall down. So it used to cause, because of the sudden fluctuation in the blood pressure, that product used to cause. So I was promoting this product in Calcutta. I was posted in Calcutta during that time. So one of the topmost physician, I promoted this product, and he became one of the highest prescriber for that particular brand. So, but Minipress XL was not successful with the other doctors. Means there are many non-prescriber during that time. So Pfizer decided to make an customer interface from prescriber and non-prescriber. Both will come together for a roundtable conference. The prescriber will share their experience and all. Our Pfizer's director had also come, and he was being briefed that such and such doctor who is being met by Abhijit Das, he is the one of the highest prescriber. Now, during the interaction, the issue came of the orthostatic hypotension, and that is when the other doctor said, no, no, this causes the severe side effect. So there is a chance of even patient may die. So that point of time, the director was briefed. So he very confidently asked to the my doctor, who was the highest prescriber of that molecule or that brand, that you ask this doctor such and such. To the best of my knowledge, he is the best prescriber, and he had prescribed it to the hundred of patients. Then the doctor said, yes, I had also come across the orthostatic hypotension. And the director got shocked. You have come across the orthostatic hypotension, but still you are prescribing. He said, yes, your salesperson who is so much enthusiastic, I could not deny my prescription on his face. So he said, did you report it to him? He said, no, I even could not report it to him by seeing his face because of his enthusiasm. So he repeated it twice. So later on, that is also my learning, that if you demonstrate really enthusiasm, it is contagious. You actually transfer it to your customer. Many a times the deficiency in the skill or the competence, that can be bridged with that enthusiasm level. That is also my another learning in my sales career. Another interesting thing is that I have heard to many of my colleagues, or even some of the junior person who are new entrant to this pharmaceutical selling profession, they say that always restrict your target achievement. Do not overachieve. I asked why. They said that otherwise your target will increase next year, and that is a myth. As you increase the number of prescription on the number of prescriber, automatically the product usage goes very high. Next year, even if you stop promoting that product does not fall down to zero. So that point of time, what happens, there is a franchise. There are already some of the user who got the benefit with the product. They come and then they purchase on their own. Since in India, many times prescription is not required for the purchase of the brand. They go and ask for the brand from the market. So this is what is I will advise, if there is any new person who has got this understanding. This is a false understanding that don't increase your sales. You can always increase your sale, and that is going to help achieve your target in a better way. Second, another learning which I had during my early days of Pfizer selling is the how to achieve the target. It's a very simple scientific process. So what I had learned, that if you break down your target to the number of prescription, number one. Second, if you pre-select the doctor for that therapeutic segment in which you are promoting the product. So suppose these are the top 10 prescriber of this particular brand, competitive brand, and if you pre-select that and target them, it is not that you need 100% prescription. Even if you get 2, 3, 4 prescription of that from that doctor every day, you can achieve your target very easily, because usually the prescription, suppose for in the pharmaceutical industry, the concept is for acute therapy and the chronic therapy. Now, acute therapy is suppose antibiotic. People, they take it for 6, 7 days, maximum 10 days. But the chronic therapy, antihypertensive, they take it for years together. Anti-diabetic drug, they take years together. Now, one prescription means at least 3 strips if the strip is of 10 tablets. And that is multiplied by 12 months. So you just think about it, that if you just generate one prescription, you sell 3 strips. And if you similarly, if you in the next month generate another prescription, you add to that. The 3 strip is not lost. So that is how what I am trying to say is that the proper pre-selection and targeting of the doctors, that helps in the target achievement. The second thing that which helps is the consolidation of the prescriber base. Those who are already the prescriber, one need to know that how to retain them so that they continue to prescribe. Another story which I would like to share, that in my learning is the hospital selling. Hospital selling is literally different from the trade selling. You know what happens, Andrea, in the hospital, it is a teamwork. It is not the doctor whom you met at the first, he is going to treat you. Suppose if there is a road traffic accident, a person go to the emergency. First, it is being treated by emergency, and then the person is being referred to the trauma department. The resident doctor of the trauma department receives the patient, give the initial treatment. Then the consultant orthopedic surgeon, he comes later. Then his team. So it is always a teamwork. So the story which I would like to refer over here is Pfizer had entered into this hospital business for with an critical care antibiotic, because the name of the product was Magnamycin. And I was trying to sell the product like I used to sell the product in the trade market with the individual doctor. And I was very unsuccessful. After 3 months, I came to my office and I told my boss that you please transfer me from this division to other division, because I am the most unsuccessful person. I cannot generate prescription. What you have given me a very big hospital. So he said, Abhijit, what you are doing, you are probably trying to sell the product in the same way as you are trying to, as you sell the product in the trade. So it will not happen in this way. And I have a full confidence in you that you will be successful. So those words had given me a lot of encouragement. So I said that, okay, I will try it in another way. Let me change my way of selling that product. So then I identified this teamwork, that for a particular doctor, suppose there is a consultant, orthopedic surgeon, consultant, uh, plastic surgeon, he has got a team. And until and unless I tap all the members of the team and get connected with them and convince everybody, I'll not get the prescription. So this is how the trade is individual doctor. Suppose if you go to a consultant diabetologist, he will give you a prescription based upon his own judgment, own decision, own experience. But here, this selling is totally different. So from there, I developed a model for even for the institution or for the hospital business. Now, one more thing, that today's business, information is the key. It is in the hospital very difficult to identify that who had prescribed, how much he had prescribed, and where from this drug has come. So it is very difficult to identify that. And if you do not have the information, you cannot target or follow up even the customer. So you need to, there my learning was that even a very department, in every hospital, there is a department who feeds all the data into the system, all the prescription data and all the data. So if you can identify that key person, he can give you, it is not the chemist, means it is not the pharmacy always gives you the correct information. Pharmacy person might be very, very busy. So this is how I identified a person who used to sit below the staircase with a computer, and he used to feed all the data. I identified that person later, after a month. So he used to give me lots of information that what is happening in the hospital from his computer data. So you also need to tap that person also. That is also very, very important. So this is how is my first half, not first half full. This is how was my selling career. Then I became manager in Pfizer, the first line manager it is called. And in 2001, then I was posted in Nagpur. Then Pfizer had a great program. They called it Leaders Academy. In Bombay, in Juhu Centaur, there was a hotel. So for 1 month, I had undergone the very training on the all types of soft skill, that includes the leadership skill, that includes the team building, coaching skill, then assertiveness, grooming. So all my learning that had taken place on the soft skill during this 1 month period in 2001. Basically, as in the beginning, I shared that I had a knack for this particular thing, teaching. So whenever any teacher or trainer, they used to come to my my class, I used to see it from a different angle. I used to see how he is conducting the training program. It is not that I was only grasping the content, what he was delivering. I also used to note down that in order to deliver a content, what are the things he had done? What are the methodologies he had adopted? So from there, I used to take a note that if one day I will become trainer, probably these are the good practices. So thereby I used to benchmark those practices. So that had also helped. So now, after some time in 2004, 5, I thought of changing my career from sales to HR. I had done HR degree, and then I thought of changing. So during that period of time, I changed the industry. The Neco Schubert and Salzer. Schubert and Salzer was a German company. They were expertise. They had the expertise in manufacturing industrial valves. Those valves are being used in the oil fields, pipelines, even in the simple gas, whatever you use in your home. Whenever there is a valve inside which you press with the knob, so the gas comes out. So that is a brass valve. So we have there are 5 factories of that company, around 10,000 employees. So I joined there initially to take the training, the soft skill as a soft skill trainer. Then the process, and then I started interfering into many HR activities. So ultimately, within 6 months, I was being given the charge of all 5 factories, all 5 plants, where I had taken many HR initiatives. So all the verticals of HR, say for example, recruitment, manpower development, and training, say everything, salary, wages, salary. So everything was there under me. And so I was also learning, because there are people who are working. So by working closely with them, I was also learning with them that how to do this all work. So by that time, I had learned how to do the employee survey. I did not use any software. It is simply employee survey. With the help of some MBA students. So by the way, in Nagpur, there is a college, B.R. Ambedkar College of Management. So I was a visiting faculty over there. I used to go and teach HR over there. So I got some students from there. They also wanted to undergo some of the summer training. So I took them, and with the help of them, I conducted the employee survey. With the help of them, I fed that all data of the employee survey in the systems and generated the report. So one of the things that I understood, that still there is a huge gap. It is not only in the engineering company, even in the pharma company. Big pharma company, whichever company I had worked, except Pfizer, in the JB Chemical, even in the Sun Pharma Bangladesh, Sun Pharma India, I found that even for the many job, the job description is missing. There is no proper job description. So for Sun Pharma India, Sun Pharma Bangladesh, many job description. That is also as a trainer I joined over there, but it was not my responsibility. But I had worked beyond that. I had contributed to in developing the job description, and then what will be the KRA, key result area. So all these things I had also developed over there. So this is what is my learning. I think was tremendous. In the second phase, means Pfizer, I was there for 20 years. And in the second phase, starting 4 years, my learning was tremendous in terms of my own development of the soft skill, as well as learning of all HR related, manpower management related, all these skills. My learning was tremendous. And because this competency is one of the thing which is the task and knowledge to perform a particular job. If you are very clear on that same, that what is the competency, that is what is the required to do a particular job, then it is the mapping become very easier. How I am going to tell you that? It is called, in the scientific term, it is called BARS, behaviorally anchored rating scale. So you actually decide what are the competencies required to do perform a particular job. Suppose for example, the production manager of a factory. I'm just giving an arbitrary example, not from the sales. Production manager of the factory. Now, that production manager or a quality manager, what are the competencies he must possess? What are the skill and knowledge he must have? Now, the second thing that you need to map is what is the requirement of the organization, where you want them to be on that those particular competency. And the third thing, where he is now on those competency. So you can identify the degree. You can rate them in a rating scale, and this is how you can find out the gap and then plan the competency development very scientifically. This is what uh, I'm sorry to say, but this is missing across different industries, including the pharma industries where I had worked maximum number of years. And I think that if a company follows these things systematically, in future their expenditure on the training and development will also reduce. Because if you, the moment you follow a system of competency mapping through a behaviorally anchored rating scale, your entire process become very, very systematic. So this is what is one. And then during that time, my during my Sun Pharma working, as you said, that ICF, International Coaching Federation. So Mr. Alan Mene is one of the leader in India so far as his organization is concerned. He is from Bangalore, and he's certified for giving this, imparting this training. So we have undergone the same, and this coaching model is excellent. All the organizations should develop the habit of coaching and development. Coaching, people think it is training. It is not training. Coaching is entirely different from the training. Coaching is asking, we believe whoever is the coach, he should have a belief that every person is resourceful, number one. And he has a solution to all of his problems. He knows his solution, but only thing is that probably that is not coming in the top of his mind. So a coach can, by asking the proper questions to the coachee, can help the coachee to arrive at the solution, and anything which is self-evolved, that is better implemented. So that is the beauty of, and even after that, coach needs to follow up on the same. Once the plan is being developed, so a coach can help develop a plan for the coachee so that he can further in future follow up with the same. So I believe that if any organization, they give their managers, means manager who are in the higher position in the hierarchy, if they're suppose in the pharma, if you take the example, it is the first is the medical representative, then the first line manager, then the second line manager, then the zonal manager. So at least the zonal manager or the first line, second line manager, if they are being trained on coaching, so it will give a development culture within the organization. So that is what I think that it should do. One should company should implement the same, because really, if you look into in the management pipeline, there is a gap. So that is the reason many organizations, whenever suppose a good manager he leaves the company, they do not find the right people within the organization to promote, because they did not follow that leadership development culture. So this is what where people need to. I think company can think about it. I had initiated a program in Bangladesh. I will talk about my Bangladesh tenure. I had development a program in Bangladesh that is called Regional Development Center, RDC. So in that RDC concept, what I used to do, I used to call all the regional managers from all the region to the head office one day in a month, and I used to give them the input. So one input is there, and there even apart from that, I created many blogs in the WordPress. So I used to give that the support that in my absence, if you need to refer something, so you please refer to those blogs for the development of the people. So that is one. Second is I had got many YouTube videos on the anatomy, physiology, and other. So if you need any assistance on that, if suppose I am busy or my team is busy, you can any point of time refer to that YouTube video and give solution to your people. So that RDC concept, after going back, after giving them the training, they used to go back, and then they used to call all the people, the first line manager and the medical representative, to their respective regional offices. They used to conduct the training program for them. So basically, it was another form of train the trainer. Why I wanted to bring the development culture within the company. So this is one. Now let me come to my work tenure in JB. From Neco Schubert and Salzer, one day I got call from JB Chemical, and I appeared for the interview where Mr. Moitra had taken my interview. Mr. Shiva Prasad Moitra, he's also a very renowned person. So he had taken my interview, and then he had taken me into for the position of training. In the after few years, Mr. Moitra left JB Chemical, and then there was a Mr. Moitra had launched a product that Silacar, which is a multi-crore brand now. And then what happened in that Silacar story? Silacar was not doing well. Even when Mr. Moitra left, it's a fantastic brand, but it was not doing well. So one day I was there in Delhi for the cycle meeting, and our director, to whom I used to report, he was also there in the Delhi. So I had gone to washroom, and that point of time, my director, he also came out, and he was waiting for me outside the room. So when I came, he asked me, Abhijit, can you help me in one thing? I said, please tell me. So he said that Silakar is not doing well, and our chairman, Mr. JV Modi, will close this brand. Means he will withdraw this brand. Even we are not able to sell 1 lakh strips. Can you do something? I said, sir, for the brand, for brand building, what you require, first thing is a very good marketing plan, robust marketing plan. Without that, no brand can be successful. Second is the evidence. Third is the endorsement. Mr. Maitra had talked about probably Lionel Opai. He was a doctor from the US who had actually given on this brand. So his own endorsement he had given. Evidence was also there for this brand, even though the brand was not successful. And I analyzed the same why it is not successful, because I have got everything in my armory to fight this war, but in the marketplace. But what about the people who are going with this brand to the doctors? Whether he is able to communicate the benefit of this brand properly in a short period of time. So I told my boss that this is where is the gap. So if you ask me, I can do one thing. You can take this as a pilot project, that is PTSB workshop. What is that PTSB? Product training and skill building workshop. I said, give me 3 days time with all the batches, with all the zones, all the managers. What I will do, first day, I will arrange for a product training, the key essential of the brand, what they need to know. For any brand, for any product, there are 3 layers of the knowledge. One is the must know, another is should know, third is could know. So could know is limitless. I will not focus on could know. I will focus on must know and should know. With that knowledge, he must go to the doctor. So first day on the product knowledge. Second 2 days, I developed a model. That model, it is a 30-second communication model, 30 seconds. Within that 30 seconds, one should be able to communicate the key benefits of that brand by gaining the attention of the doctor, attention of the customer. So how to do that? You need to have a proper opening with which doctor will be interested towards you. And that you need to make within 7 seconds. Now, why 7 seconds? This is my own study that you cannot hold the interest of the people towards you in a sales talk or sales speech more than 7 seconds. That means, Andrea, our uh, pace of our talk or the speed of our talk is we speak 180 words per minute. So that means in 1 second we speak 3 words. So 7 second means 21 words. So first initial opening statement, you get the 7 seconds and 21 words you use so that you get the attention of the doctor. If you are getting the attention, then you are making that call. Otherwise, your call had broken. You will not be able to do anything. So what to do that? There also I developed a new formula, DPPI. What is DPPI? Doctor, product, patient, and the indication. Now, what is doctor? What are the problem a doctor is facing in treating that type of condition? Suppose a kidney disease, you have a brand for a kidney disease, or you have a brand for hypertension. What are the problem he is facing in treating that condition? So that is doctor related problem. What are the problem a patient is facing? Suppose with a particular brand, their patient is having insomnia. They do not fall asleep. So this is the second thing. Third thing is, uh, what are the benefits of that brand? Key benefits of that brand. And indication is, what are the challenges in that indication? But indication means the condition on which the product is being used. So like that, in these 4 areas, doctor, product, patient, indication, I taught them how to develop the opening statement within 20 words. So write down. So I used to say, write down this opening. So they used to write down, and then I used to say count. So in the beginning, they used to make 30 words, 40 words. So I taught them how to reduce that. So once the opening is perfect, then you connect your opening to the key benefits of your brand. So this is the second step. Third step, in my PTSB training, I am talking about a skill building training. I am talking about the third step is give some extra benefit over the competitive brand what he is using, right? Like if you take the example, Surf and Surf Excel, Surf and Surf Excel with both are detergent, but Surf Excel works on the resistant stain. If there is a stain in our shirt or in our clothes, Excel, they have a particular enzyme that works on the same. So that is what is the brand differentiator. So that is what, and then you see the temperature of the call, whether your talk has been well received or not. So that is called trial close. And if your call is well received, then close it. So for that entirely, if you see into the first opening, it requires 7 seconds. Giving the benefit requires 10 seconds. Then giving some additional benefit requires 5 seconds. 5 seconds means 15 words. Like that. And then the trial close, it requires 2 seconds. And then the closing, it requires 3 seconds. So 25-second call. Basically, with some cushioning, it will be 30-second call. And a doctor is always ready to give 30 seconds to a medical representative. So that is one which is I developed and it clicked. Now Silakar started growing, and I had during that time traveled across India, all the places, south, north, all the places I traveled, east. So and there I used to conduct the PTSB workshop, and teach them. First day product training, and second 2 days the skill building workshop. So the brand started growing, and now it's a multi-crore brand, Silakar. So this is one was a great success. And when Then after this, I worked in JB for 4 years. Then I had a call, received one call from the Sun Pharma that am I making my talk lengthy?
No, no, sir. Please go ahead. It's very, very interesting.
I see.
Please go ahead.
So then I had been to Sun Pharma. Mr. Neco Schubert was the vice president of the training, and then he had taken me, chosen me, and he had given me the topic or the therapy area which was absolutely new for me, and that therapy area was the neuropsychiatry. Now, second, he was giving me Dharma and Ortho. That also I had never worked in Dharma. And third, I had worked in Pfizer, that is cardiology. So one was the known area, two was the unknown area. Now, in the beginning of my career, of my training career, I am talking about, I learned one principle that a trainer should have an ability to understand a complex subject. That is the first quality of a trainer. And the second quality of a trainer is to make it all the complex subjects simplified so that a trainee can understand. So that is the key of my training. That is the principle which I follow, and I will, through your platform, I will talk to all the trainers. If anyone listens to you, then to this international Fab talk, that please follow this principle. That first you understand a complex subject. You should have an ability to understand a complex subject and make it absolutely simplified. Make it simple for the trainee to understand. Why I'm talking this, neuropsychiatry is one of the very difficult subjects. You know, in our brain, there are 100 billion neurons and they interact with each other. They release neurotransmitter. And initially, when I started, so Mr. Sibal told me that I will give you 6 months time to study. So I started studying this, and while driving my car back to my home in Bombay, I used to stay in Airoli, and my office was there in the Andheri. During my drive, I used to repeat all the learning which I had learned throughout the day. And even though I used to forget, next day I used to forget. It is very, very difficult subject. However, with all the efforts, after I understood the subject, then I started making the simplified slides so that my trainee, whoever comes to me, can understand. And I was being given symbiosis of Sun Pharma. That is one of the flagship division, one of the what you call it, one of the best division of the neuropsychiatry in India and in Sun Pharma. So I was doing that thing, and all of a sudden I got a call from Mr. Alok Sangvi. Mr. Alok Sangvi is the son of Mr. Dilip Sangvi, and he was handling Bangladesh. So he called me and that you come and meet me. So I had been there and I met him. He told me that you go to Bangladesh and you take charge of the training in Bangladesh. I said, okay, sir, I will go, but I will not stay in that place. From Bombay, I can go. He said, no issues. You can go, and you can, if you can manage from Bombay, I'll say, I'll go for 20-21 days, do all the training programs, and then I will come back. He said that you develop a team. You take 2 persons. I said, initially, I will take one. Let me train him. Then subsequently, I will take another person. So when I had gone to Bangladesh, I could see the tremendous skill gap and knowledge gap. I had an assessment initial in my first visit, and then I submitted my plan, and the same plan, PTSB, product training and skill building. For every, see, basically competence building, if you are doing, you need to develop on the knowledge and the skill. So I suggested him, he readily accepted and said me, okay, you do make the budget. And I had submitted him the budget and then started everything I approved. Now, one thing I added, which I added is the video-based training. What is video-based? I used to, after once the person is practicing the skill, I used to capture the video of that person and then project him and show him that this is what is your performance. Now, how would you like to comment? Is it is okay, or with your understanding, you would like to further develop? And I could see that there was result was tremendous. People, even after my training, suppose even at 8 o'clock, I was about to close all the thing. The trainee used to say, "No, sir, I would like to do one more video and see myself as a perfect detailer." So
Wow.
that was is to give me immense pleasure. So this is one. So I had done the same thing. Finally, it is now 70 crores. I started 300 crores. So I retired from Sun Pharma now. I have my own consulting firm, and that is name of that firm is Cesaron. So I run that firm. I get some assignment from the different countries, or even from Bangladesh and other countries, and from India. In Sun Pharma, after that Bangladesh assignment, so I developed the team over there. Mr. Alok then started calling it Bangladesh training model. So he said that repeat the same thing in Philippines, Myanmar, all these things. So all their training managers over there. So we have trained them on the selling skill model we used to teach in Bangladesh, Morocco. Uh, from Morocco, there are a few other countries, Ethiopia, Algeria. These are being covered. So the training manager we had taken from the GSK. So we trained them over there, and that is how this Bangladesh model was replicated in the different places. PTSB, product training and skill building. Next is uh, after that I called all of a one day. Suddenly I got a call from Miss Bidhi Sangvi. She is the daughter of Mr. Dilip Sangvi, who is the owner of Sun Pharma. So she was being entrusted or given the responsibility for the consumer healthcare division, which sells the Revital Age, Volini, the mega brands. And Vidhi wanted me to join her team as a trainer. So, so I said, okay, it will be. I said that I know nothing. I know nothing about the consumer business at all. I never worked. I was in the prescription business. So thereby, he said that whatever training you required, we'll provide you the training, but you take up this thing. So I got exposure with some of the industry experts, and then I developed there the once again PTSB, the same formula, but in other recipe was something different. So here the product training I had done, very simplified product training, only must know, not in detail, because the consumer healthcare they go to the shopkeeper, then they sell the product to the shopkeeper. Then a particular model, like in the prescription, I shared with you a model which I implemented, like opening skill, then linking with the benefits like that. Here I developed the passion. Now, passion, this is a particular skill model. P stands for pre-call planning. A stands for approach. How you are going to approach means how you are going to open the call. S stands for seek information from the retailer to whom you are going to talk regarding your brands. Seek information from them that what are the brands he is selling, how much profit he is getting on that brands. So S. Second is stand for then support your brand. Give the feature advantage benefit of your product. And I stands for then uh, give the information that what is the trade scheme you are offering. What are the profitability the retailer will have. So inform that. Or is by this way you own the retailer. Once you own the retailer, then you are able to sell the brand, and then you take the personal order booking, POB, net the POB. So PASSIOL. One thing more, Andrea, I would like to highlight that how do we all learn? We learn by three methods. One is visually we learn, then by listening something we learn, and then by doing something we learn. So it is called VAK, visual or auditory kinesthetic. Now, then that point of time I had a feeling, strong feeling, that if I am going to talk something about or teach something about or train the people on these brands, why not to develop the film on the same in the actual marketplace, what is happening, and how to implement the passion. So I scripted the entire thing, then directed, and then prepared a film on the passion call for the consumer healthcare division of Sun Pharma. Now, what is the benefit of that? One, first of all, you are standardizing your training process. Number one. Suppose if I am there or I am not there, somebody else is taking the training with the help of that film, the same communication will go from the to all the employees. So that is what is one. Second is you are actually, whenever you are showing a film, you are using the two things. One is the visual, you are stimulating two sense organ, visual and auditory. So perception is better. And then you can ask the person to repeat whatever you have seen in the film. Andrea, I could I could see that you are taking some notes, means you have some questions on the same right now.
No, sir. I just wrote the VAK way of no.
Visual, auditory,
Visual,
kinesthetic.
auditory, and kinesthetic, and
Kinesthetic.
seven
Kinesthetic.
seconds.
Right. Kinesthetic is by doing the thing.
Yes.
And so passion film I directed, and at the last phase there is a generic division. Generic division is called Ranbaxy division in Sun Pharma. You know, generic division business is absolutely different. The industry operates in a different way. Kitna profit? Generic division, they do not promote the product to the doctor. They straightway go to the retailer, they sell their product, that this is what is the product. They sell the product to the retailer, and retailer, they buy the product. When retailer will buy it, first of all, I believe that generic division has got three things, 3P. One is the price, second is the profit, third is the push. So retailer will do a push whenever he understands that this will be an economical product to the consumer, end consumer, and I have got a good profit. So this entire industry or entire business works on the profit. So I was being given the responsibility, or okay, you handle this also, generic. So all these new challenges. Achha, by the way, since you talked about the challenges, in 2000, I will come to that, and then I will go to the generic division.
Yes.
In 2014, I had cancer, and 1 month, one full year, I was on bed, and Sun Pharma had. I'm really grateful to Sun Pharma. They supported. I am also grateful to my bosses who supported me, and I was. You need a break? Okay. So they supported me. I had a spine surgery. So as a result, my right leg is affected. My right leg, the motor neuron, it does not work properly. So, and then I recovered after 2014 from. So that is one of the great challenges, great challenge which I had in this thing. Even with that, I could finish my career in Sun Pharma. Still, I am working with the help of, by the grace of God. So that is one. Now, Ranbaxy, once again, by seeing all the challenges, I had worked in the market also with them. And then I developed a model, new model, business means the selling model, which is called SPIN, SPIN. So what is that SPIN? SPIN detailing model. So S stands for the situation or the indication. Suppose somebody has a diarrhea, I have a product for diarrhea. So diarrhea is a situation. P is the problem the patient they face on the thing, on that particular indication, and what is their requirement at that particular point of time, and how my product can solve it. So P is the problem and solution. I is the income of the retailer if they sell my product, either in terms of the rupee value or in terms of the profitability. So, and last one is what is my need? Means as a salesman, I had gone over there. I talked about my brands. Now, what I want the retailer to do. So that is what is the spin model. So that is what I developed on. Once again, I had scripted and taken a film, made a film on the same thing, which is still being used in the Sun Pharma for that particular generic division. And the final in the filmmaking area, I had developed a special interest because then I created another film for that manage for the on the soft skill for the training of the managers uh, of the generic division, and that soft skill this is it is a there are 9 episodes in that film. So once again, I am thankful to Mr. Shekhar Dande, who is to handle this particular generic division. He had given me the opportunity to create all these things. So this is how what is my journey so far as you had asked me to describe. I describe my journey, my learning, and my thoughts, all these things. And this is how this is what is my own this thing. I have somebody in this calling. Can I attend? Shall I?
Sir, thank you very much for sharing all of that. You've really done a wonderful job on the professional front. You've shared all the wonderful experiences and the exposure that you've had. And we appreciate that. And not only you kept it within you, you've shared it with others, you've trained others, and you've encouraged others to build a beautiful world for themselves as well. So your professional journey really is very inspiring. Now, sir, most of our viewers would really love to know you apart from the professional zone that you were in. They would love to know how you conducted your life when you had holidays or when you took a day off from the professional zone. So we'll just come down to this question. Have you ever found some time to watch movies? And if yes, which is your favorite one?
No, I do not watch much of movies. If I watch movie at all, might be some documentary or something like that. Rather, I would like to spend the off day by traveling somewhere, some nearby places with my family. Or
Yes. So you mentioned traveling. Like, which is the best place you visited till date with the family?
South is really very fascinating. All those temples in the one of the best place. If you ask me, I will once again recall two places I will name. One is the Uti, and from north it will be Nainital. These are the two places. Once again, hills and the lake.
Yes. What is that one thing you love about Abhijit Das?
Abhijit Das is very passionate person. Whatever he does it with the full of passion, and he whatever he does not like, he does not do it at all.
Great. That's fine. That's very nice to be very clear on what you want to do, what you don't want to do. You have that clarity, and clarity is power. That's what they say. So, friends, you also should have that clarity in mind. Yes, sir. Now, sir, how would you want people to remember you in the pharma industry and as a person as well? How should people remember Abhijit?
Basically, if you look into this, I had first of all my own learning. My learning curve was there. So from the pharma industry, I learned. And the second part is I had modified those learning for the ease of the people, so that whoever comes subsequently in the pharma industry, if they adopt to this model which I developed subsequently, it will be easier for them to implement. So probably I would like to remain as a mentor, as a coach, not as a coach, as a trainer. Coaching I can do, but so far as these particular models are concerned, that I would like them to remember,
Wow,
which
that's
I
fun.
already talked to you.
That's wonderful, sir. Now, sir, you might have faced a lot of stress. We'll change the word stress to challenges. When you were very busy with the professional work that you undertook, you might have had some problem that you had on the personal side. You couldn't give time to family and children. These were a few of the challenges. Now, how did you balance this? How did you balance the work and personal life situation?
So far as my personal life is concerned, I do not have any issue. I have no children. My wife was there. I lost her last year in the month of November. She was very, very accommodative, very, very cooperative. She used to, I used to travel a lot. Initial days when I was a SO, sales officer, I was traveling half of North Bihar plus Nepal, part of Nepal. Hardly I used to remain in my home for 6, 7 days in a month. So absolutely, she was very, very cooperative, and she used to manage all the family front, whatever my guests, my parents, and all she used to manage. And see, basically, I feel that this stress, whatever you are calling, whatever you are saying, that this is basically, if you look into, it's a state of feeling. State stress is a state of feeling, and in that state of feeling, you have a threshold up to which, suppose I have a lower threshold than you, so probably some amount of stress I will be very, very disturbed. And if the threshold is higher with you, so you might feel that why this person is crying. So probably I do not know. What I feel that my uh, stress threshold is much higher, because might be my shaping was like that. From the childhood, I used to manage myself alone, not in home. In some other town, I was studying. Then I started my job. I was alone. So like that.
So at what age were you like away from home as a kid?
After my +2, means after ISC, during that point of time, it was 11 plus 2, not 10 plus 2. It is class 11. There was a board examination, and after that, there was an intermediate. So I was being admitted to a college, and I was with my parents. Then after that, I left
Became
my home,
independent.
and then I became alone throughout. Uh,
Yes, that's wonderful. To gain independence at an early age. And I like the way you started at the start of the session. I'm sorry, you shared at the start of the session that you didn't want to be financially dependent on your parents. And this is one thing that all the youngsters should take from you, sir. I would love every youngster out there to become financially independent as early as possible and reduce the burden of your parents. A beautiful
that's all.
takeaway. I really appreciate that. And you said
Thank
you
you.
started off by taking tuitions, you were interested in teaching, and then slowly then you moved on to the pharma industry. That's really a beautiful way of, to transform yourself within at a very young age. Hats off to you for that. Now, sir, I'd like to go take you down memory lane and come down to your early childhood when you were with your parents. Is there any wonderful memory that you remember with your mom and dad? Unforgettable memory.
Uh, all my days with my whenever I was there with my parent, all my days was unforgettable. Means I still remember all those days with my school days, my all childhood friends. Still
Any
we are in
one
touch.
incident, sir? Any one incident which is very, very fresh in your mind till date?
Maybe I used to go to my maternal uncle, or rather my with my grandfather's home, and I used to enjoy playing. There was a dog. I used to enjoy playing with the dog. And after that, I used to sit with my dadiji, uh, and she used to cook beautiful cooking. She used to do. So that is what I remember. I cherish that particular memory.
If I may ask you, do you remember the dog's name?
Yeah, Bunty.
Oh, how sweet.
Bunty was the name of that dog.
How sweet. That's
Uh,
wonderful. And you said you really enjoyed the food prepared by your grandmother.
yeah,
Have
yeah.
you also learned the skill of cooking because you began to live independently? Have you really mastered the skill of cooking as well?
Very
It's a
good
life skill.
question. I still cook, and I love cooking.
Wow.
Uh, uh, and I not only in the internet I follow. Incidentally, I have one my brother. He was chef. Now he's doing business. So I also, whenever I go and meet him, I learn lot of new recipes from him. So cooking is one of my pastime.
Wonderful. That's wonderful, sir. In fact, it's a life skill for all of us. Yes. Now, sir, you are an inspiration. You contributed 4 decades to the professional field. I mean, in the professional space as a wonderful person in all the roles that you've played till date. Now, I'd like to ask you, people consider you to be an inspiration now. As you said, I've prepared all these modules, training modules, and I would love people to follow them. And it is still being followed in Sun Pharma, as you said that. You shared that. Now, you're considered as an inspiration to all of us. And especially in the pharma field, you're an inspiration. But the question here is, who is your inspiration till date? Who do you admire?
I personally, if you ask me, I have got no guru in the training. Number one, I admire few persons in the pharma who helped me to understand this profession and helped me to grow. One of the person is Indranil Chakravarti, who actually I am admirer of him because his way of dealing with the people was something different, and I used to every time I used to meet him, I used to get motivated. And then another person whom I observed as my guru. He was not my direct guru, but I used to observe him and his way of dealing with the people. He was director of training in Pfizer. His name is Mr. Hafiz Iqbal. So I also admire him as one of the great trainer. And then I used to follow him and understand how he is conducting all the training sessions all.
Wow, that's great. That's wonderful, sir. Now, sir, I'd like you to share the best book that you've read till date.
7 Habits, Stephen Covey.
7 Habits, Stephen.
7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Many of them.
Another book just I read few days back. That is was the Think Straight. So I'm not forgetting the name of the author right at this moment. Think Straight. That's a fantastic book.
Yes, sir. Now, sir, let's talk about friendship. Now, being for 4 decades in the pharma industry and in various roles that you played, right from the start as a teacher in a convent school, and then you started up your own coaching center, and then you entered into pharma zone. Have you met good friends? And if yes, are they still connected with you? Or what is your take on friendship?
Yeah. I have in the beginning I told you that I was an extrovert person. So I love to interact with the people. So throughout the place, means where I stayed in Bihar, I stayed in Kolkata, I stayed in Nagpur, I stayed in Maharashtra. So all these places, wherever I go, I have my friends, and still the friendship is and the bonding is such so that whenever I go to these places, I do need not to go to the hotel at all.
Oh,
So I straight away go to their home, and they also invite me. They also come to my home. They
that's
stay with me. Bangladesh, huh? Uh, Bangladesh also, Dhaka I had also worked. So even from the people from Dhaka, they came to my house, stayed with me in my house. And so this is what we do not. We all they are more than friend. They are family member.
excellent. That's a beautiful way to bond, As you said, it will be very useful for you again if you are traveling to this country or the other states where your friends are. And when they come to your place, and that's very nice. And you save a lot, and you say they become family members finally. They become one. That's really nice, sir. Very, very interesting. Now, sir, what about sports and games? Were you good at it when you were a youngster? Do you have any interest now with indoor and outdoor games and anything like that?
I used to play table tennis during my college days, and not any district level or this. This is only for my own pleasure. I used to love that sport, table tennis game. So this is what. And after that, when I was not much into the sports, so and then after once I passed from the college and all, in my college days I used to play. Then there was no further interest in the sports.
Yes. That's really nice. Thank you for sharing. Now, so you mentioned college. During your college days, you were interested in playing table tennis. Now, was it a co-ed college or was it only for boys?
It was an co-ed college, but table tennis room only the boys used to play. So that is what. And many a time we used to bunk our classes and go to the table tennis room in order to occupy, so that the table tennis uh, the table is not occupied by somebody else from other students. So that is what we used to do.
Any incident you remember about your college life in just 2 or 3 sentences, if you could share?
Uh, Interesting incidents. There was a gallery in our college, so we used to sit in the gallery. So we need to give the attendance and all. So in the gallery, near our gallery, there was a window. So I used to sit near the window, that if there is any class, I am not interested to attend that class. So after the attendance is over, through the window, I will jump to the corridor and then go to the table tennis room. So that is what was my habit. So one day I remember, as soon as I jumped, the another professor he hold me, and he then pushed me back once again to the room, and the entire class started laughing. So that is what one of the incidents I distinctly remember.
Could you name the professor? Do you remember his name?
No, I do not remember his name. It was long back, means it is more than 40 years now. I do not remember his name.
Yes. Like I could visualize, that professor coming and
Yeah, he was. I could not see him. He was in my back, and then he touched my this shoulder. Then he gradually pushed me up to the door, and then he pushed inside the room, and then he left. Uh-huh.
Yes,
He,
it's really a beautiful memory. Now, sir, is there anything that scares you today? It could be the war, it could be the traffic that is there, it could be violence, it could be just anything that scares you. What is it?
So far as the scare is concerned, no, I have not come across any such. I met once with an accident. That accident I remember in my motorbike. That is the only accident which I met in my life. Otherwise, I do not want that incidents to repeat. And secondly, long back I was a smoker. So I was in a hotel room, and from my cigarette there was a splinter that had gone inside a basket that was containing plastic, and there was a fire. So I became I that was a nightmare for me even after that incident for few years. And after that, that is okay. So I take care of that, the fire part, that I should be very careful. So that is what.
Yes. Now, sir, do you get angry? And if yes, what makes you angry?
See, when people do not keep their commitment, I feel disturbed. And as I felt disturbed, so sometimes it causes the anger. But I learn how to control that anger these days. So I do not shout. Early days in my childhood, I used to shout, but after that, I learned how to manage that anger.
Sir, now I'd like you to share your proudest accomplishment till date. You've been like 4 decades already. I've mentioned that earlier. Among all these years of hard work as a professional, which was that moment when you felt at your very best? This is the moment I waited for, and I'm really satisfied with where I am today and with this achievement, the wow achievement of your life.
You need only one, or can I describe more than one? You want me to describe only one proudest?
Amongst all of them, which was the most proudest one? There may be many ones in the list, but amongst all of them, which made you feel on top of the world, on cloud nine?
As I told you already, I shared that incidence that there was a product launch by the Pfizer, that is Magnamycin. And Magnamycin, I was being given a particular hospital there, I was not able to sell. And I got very, very frustrated after 3 months. And I had gone to my boss and told me that you replace me. Either you take me out from this division, or you change my territory, give me something else, because I am a failure. And from there was a turnaround in the Magnamycin cell, and in Magnamycin cell in Pfizer, my territory become the #2 territory in India, pan India. So that was one of the moment when I could able to defeat my uh, competitor. Nearest competitor was the GSK was my competitor, and I was the second highest seller in the India. So that was still I consider the proudest.
Yes. Now, sir, I will go on to the next question. The next question is, if at all you're given an opportunity to relive somebody's life, it's just like an imaginary question. Imagine you've been given a chance to relive somebody's life and return back. We hand over a time machine in your hand and we ask you to click the button, maybe the red color button. And when you click on that, that takes you into the past era. And you're going to live somebody's life over there, select any personality who you like, live his or her life and return back. That's the project work. It's an imaginary question. If this is the case, whose life you'd love to relive?
Difficult question you had asked me. One second. Probably I will go to one of my the person with whom I am very much influenced, Mr. Hafiz Iqbal. The way he had grown in his professional life and became the training director, learning and OD director in Pfizer. So probably I would like to follow that.
Yes. Now, sir, you're very good in English. You speak very well. Apart from English, which are the other languages you're very comfortable in?
I'm comfortable with my mother tongue, and I'm comfortable with Hindi. Because I was born and brought up in Bihar, as I said. And the third language, what I am talking about is the English that I learned after 1985, after joining in the professional field.
Now, sir, the next question is, if you have had the opportunity to meet the Almighty or connect with a universal energy, and they were to gift you a superpower and say, yes, Abhijit, you are going to get a superpower from us, but you have to choose it on your own. You have the freedom to choose a superpower. What kind of a superpower would you ask from the Almighty or the universal energy?
Basically, ultimately, see what works is the knowledge. So I will ask Devi Saraswati as per the Hindu mythology to bless me with the more knowledge and wisdom. That is what I will look for.
That's wonderful, sir. That's very nice. Thank you for sharing all these experiences with us. We just have another 5-minute session called as the rapid fire round. The answers will just be in one word. It will be a very quick session. Shall we go ahead?
Yes, yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. So now we have a small segment called as the rapid fire round. We'll get to know about your likes and dislikes. We've understood your professional journey. We've understood various other topics which we discussed with regard to your personal preferences as well. Now it's to know about your likes and dislikes in a little depth. Friends, join us on this wonderful round called as the rapid fire round to get to know the likes and dislikes of our celebrity. He is Mr. Abhijit Das, a wonderful person, very enthusiastic with this professional work and a great person to bond with. So, your favorite color?
White.
Beach or forest or a mountain? Where would you like to spend time?
Mountain.
Do you focus on listening to classical music or watching classical dance? or
I focus on classical music.
you'd like to read or listen to music? What would you prioritize? Because you
I would
love
like to
books as well.
read.
Read. You enjoy riding a two-wheeler or driving a four-wheeler?
Four-wheeler.
Now, when you talk about ice creams, are you the one who loves ice creams too?
Yes, of course.
Your favorite flavor, sir?
Chocolate.
And the season that you like the most?
Winter.
And you've been traveling a lot across India and across the world as well, to different countries and cities of India as well. So the best mode of transport that you like?
Metro.
Pardon?
Metro.
Oh,
Tube rail.
great, great. Yes, yes, I get that. I get that, sir. Now, sir, how would you define a day or explain that just in one word? एक अच्छा सा दिन बस एक शब्द में बोलना है.
Difficult question. I pass on this. Pass.
No, I just force this on you. Please, एक अच्छा सा दिन, how is it? How is a beautiful day according to you? Let us try to get a version for you. Maybe it is peaceful or work, connecting with people, reading. Sorry for forcing this question on you.
Probably reading.
Great, that's wonderful. The name of your favorite teacher?
I had a teacher in my childhood. His name was Mr. Yash. So he's my favorite.
Yes, thank you, sir. Now, as you mentioned, you're also a great cook and you just take a few more tips, extra tips from your brother, who's also good at cooking. So may I know your favorite recipe?
Favorite recipe? I used to cook a lot of chili chickens, but now I learned a new recipe that is chicken rice.
Oh.
It is a Chinese chicken rice.
Yes. Now, sir, when you're all alone and you don't have your gadgets working for you, either they're getting charged and you're just relaxing, there's no book in front of you as well, there are no family members and friends, you're all alone, spending time alone. So when you or I spend time alone, we are connected to our thoughts. We start, we keep our energies over here in our mind. We're not distracted anywhere else. When that is the case, where do your thoughts take you? Into the past, present, or future?
Yeah, in that case, I would like to remain in the present.
Present. So, life is all about money or happiness?
I beg your pardon?
Life is all about money or happiness?
It is, of course, happiness.
Yes. Is it salty, sweet, spicy, or sour food? What do you prefer?
Spicy.
Are you an early bird or a night owl?
Early bird.
More of a thinker or a doer?
More of a doer.
Experiential learning or theoretical learning?
Experiential learning. Kinesthetic person.
Pardon?
Kinesthetic. I said
yes,
visual, auditory, kinesthetic. I am a kinesthetic person.
I get that. Yes. Now, sir, it's the time of Swiggy, Zomato, and other food apps. And we get easily food within half an hour or maybe within 15 minutes as well. Now, as of now, do you prioritize home cooked food or food ordered from out?
I always prefer home cooked food.
Yes,
I would like to cook.
Yes. Your favorite month, which month really makes you feel good?
Which month
Among the 12 months, which is your favorite one?
My birth month. Birth month, October.
October. Maybe know when you were born in October?
Yeah, 15th October I was born, and it is a month of Durga Puja. And that in Kolkata, I was born in a Durga Puja day.
Yes.
So
that's a very beautiful time to be in Kolkata during the Durga Puja season.
Yeah.
The festival time, that festive season. Now, sir, your favorite breakfast?
Sorry?
Your favorite breakfast?
My favorite breakfast is roti bhaji, roti sabji.
Yes. Now, sir, you believe in style or comfort. Now, as a professional, you have to always be presentable. Now, apart from that, being on the professional front, when you attend functions or when you like go traveling, just like an outing, what do you feel like? Is it comfort or a bit of style added to that?
Where you are talking about? Where?
Your wear,
I
yes.
prefer the comfortable wear.
Yes, sir. सर, कभी ऐसा आपके साथ हुआ है, आपने पैसा खर्च किया है, कोई वस्तु आपने खरीदा और फिर बाद में लगा कि मैंने क्यों खरीदा? Did you
बहुत बार
ever
हुआ है।
regret spending money on any item?
बहुत बार हुआ है ऐसा। There are
That's,
many items which I bought and never used.
yes. Thank you for being honest on that. Now, sir, you've been training several people below you, the subordinates. You've been connected with all of the people in your workspace. Now, do you believe in a second chance? Now, first time somebody didn't get it right. So, are you kind enough to give them a second chance or only the first chance and then they are out?
I could not actually understand the question.
Now, when we connect with people, we give them a chance to do something, or maybe,
Yeah,
as
yeah,
you said earlier, you've given your trainees, the coaches,
yeah,
as you mentioned,
yeah.
under 7 seconds, they have to impress the doctor with their words,
uh.
right? And you ask them to write down and you give them a task to write down.
Right,
Some
right.
put it in 30 words, 40 words, then again 20.
Mhm.
So what I meant to say is, क्या जिंदगी में कभी second chances भी होते हैं या second chances अच्छे हैं या नहीं?
No, always it is good. The second chance means if the person fails, whether I am helping him to learn. So people learn better if they fail. So it is the second chance, third chance, fourth chance. More you fail, more you learn.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
I like this. The more you fail, the more you learn, you gain experience as to do it still better.
Yeah. That's what.
Yes.
Always you need to give the chance to the people.
Yes, it's a big message for all of us to keep trying to be persistent till we achieve our goal.
Yeah.
Sir, अभी कॉफी या चाय क्या पसंद करते हैं आप?
Tea.
जी, अभी देखिए ना, हमारे सभी के पास फोन है, सबके हाथ में the latest mobile, or at least a mobile where you could like connect with everyone. Everybody has that. Now, do you think texting is more better or calling?
Calling.
Yes. Your favorite number?
6.
The insect you don't like?
What I don't like?
The insect you don't like, जो छोटे छोटे कीड़े होते हैं.
Yeah. Spider.
Spider. Okay, that's really nice. And so one last question and one request. The last question here is the best gift that you've received till date. आज तक आपको सबसे प्यारी वाली तोहफा कौन सा मिला?
Shirt or t-shirt. When I receive it from my mother or from my parents, that is what.
Yes. Thank you for sharing. Now, towards the end, we always put in a little request to all our guests and celebrities to share 3 magical words. Apart from please, sorry, and thank you, share with us any 3 powerful words. You've already empowered us very well right from the start till now. थोड़ा सा और थोड़ा सा, just 3 words. हिंदी में दे दीजिए या इंग्लिश में, मर्जी आपकी है.
Okay. Whatever you do it passionate. So you need the 3 messages. That is what you are looking for.
Yes.
First, I will say that you must have the passion. So passion will be the key word. Second is the fail but don't get disheartened. If you fail, don't get disheartened. Be persistent and consistent. And the third thing is, means the second word is, if you ask me, never give up. That is what is the second thing. And third is the integrity or honesty. Honesty.
Honest. Yes, wonderful. Thank you so much for this beautiful message towards the end. You said concentrate on being passionate about what work you do and be persistent, be consistent, never give up in spite of the failures, keep trying again and again. And focus on honesty.
Right.
That's wonderful. That's really very nice. Thank you very, very much, sir. Thank you so much. I'd like to thank Vivek Hatangadi, sir, for sharing your contact with me, such that we connect with you and get to know more about you as a person and learn all the beautiful things that you've shared with us. As a professional, you're a wonderful person. On the personal front as well, you're a great human being. Thank you very much, sir. Stay blessed and stay connected.
Thank you, Andrea.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. My dear friends, please do share this video with the right kind of people. They would learn a lot, especially the pharma industry. There's a lot of input for you over here. You could just listen to all of the great sharings that sir has shared, the wisdom, the experiences, and the various training modules that he focuses upon. You could also really build a beautiful, professional space in the pharma industry. And of course, friends, if you like what we are doing on the International Fabtalks, stay connected with us. Like, subscribe, and share. And of course, don't forget, take care of yourselves. Find the right person, the right mentor and coach in your life, and go ahead. If you'd like to connect with our celebrity, that is Mr. Abhijit Das, you could always connect with him. He's open to communication and he would love to bond with you. You can consult him for various things that you require with regard to your profession. With this, I'd like to end the session. Stay blessed. Signing off from the International Fabtalks. Thank you, sir.
Okay.